Hello, teammates, and welcome back to this week's edition of Team Talk. How would you like to improve the aging process? And would you like to have better improved self-improvement, self-empowerment by using sport? Now, what I'm going to be discussing with you today is actually giving you a study and showing you the 4 themes that cropped up why playing sport and taking part in sport in later life is key and why people do it more. And I'll also be sharing with you my 5 top tips of sport I think would be great to start taking up. If you're not doing them already, take them up and start to add that little bit of extra element to your health and fitness regime as you get older. Now, what is health? Let's start there, for instance. Well, the World Health Organization describes health as not just being about the absence of illness or disease. It's about the physical, the mental, but also the social, which is one reason why sport is actually really important. And I've actually spoken about this in past videos, which I will share a link in there for you at the end of this video. So what is it about sport? What is it about that makes it such a perfect, tool to use to get healthier and fitter in all these 3 main key areas? Well, they actually discovered that athletes, master athletes, elite athletes, that if they continued their training after their sporting career basically had ended, that they had a better experience of later life and that had a better experience of the aging process. And what was also discovered, that during these physical activities, that you also get better development and understanding, not just of exercise, but also things like nutrition and the other sort of things that you need to do that bring about the better health and wellness in all these areas. And in 2023, a study was done that showed that physical activity had a profound effect on things like your mood states or depression and mental health. And actually for adults, particularly later in life, this was really key. And actually this is a really good opportunity for sports organizations that actually can use this to create better strategies to help encourage people, older adults rather, to get more involved in sport and used as a way of preventing mental health problems. But first of all, in order to do that, they kind of need to understand the reasons behind why adults are taking part in sport, and then they can obviously create better strategies. And I don't know about you, but I think that's a really good idea to get people out there more engaged and bringing in that social aspect to your health and wellness. And then they found that actually taking part in sport also had profound effects on things like your socialization is one thing. It had a really positive impact on dealing with things like anxiety, stress, depression. There was also things in terms of the competitiveness. They discussed things, improvement in your self-belief, your self-esteem, empowerment, and obviously the natural health aspects to that as well. So what are those main themes that actually people take part in sport for? Well, first of all, 4 main themes. The first one was obviously health. That's an obvious. We know the health benefits of being physically active and taking part in sport or gym work or classes or whatever it is. We all know the physical and mental improvements that come with that and how that affects our lives moving forward. The second one was actually really interesting about social health and mental state, because for me, I believe sport is great. Obviously, we know this. I've mentioned again about the social aspects, but in terms of people who have anxiety or depression, I feel what it does, it helps you take your mind off of that particular problem that is causing you that depression or anxiety if maybe you're thinking a bit more future focused or worrying about what's going to happen to you in the future in terms of your health and wellness and how you're going to age and what that's going to feel like, or maybe there's more personal other aspects of your life that you're concerned with that are giving you that sense of anxiety, or maybe if you're depression, it's something that's affected you in your past that you're carrying with you. What sport does when getting involved, whether it's on your own or whether it's in a team environment, which I think is probably even better from the social aspect, it actually keeps you focused and being present. So being present in the moment. You have to be focused in sports psychology, what we call relevant cues. So you can't be thinking about the past or the future. You only have to be focused in the moment, on the time. whether it's just about your physical space, your physical environment, where your body is, your spatial awareness, what you need your body to do, the next step you need to take. You also have a team of other people around you, maybe who are relying on you. You're focused on what you're doing with them. So it's a really good way of controlling your mind and your thought, but in a more positive way. And as I say, keeping you more present. So from that aspect, I think it's really great for, combating things like mental health, and teaching you the behaviors and habits and training your mind to be more present and less focused on anything that's negative, but doing it in a much more healthier, positive way. The third thing that they found, the other theme that came out, why adults take part in sport, is for competition. And it's not just about people of your own age. It was actually training and taking part in sport with people who have different age ranges, which can actually be really benefit when you hang out with a few younger people. Gives you that youthful energy, that sort of fun, bringing that aspect of fun back into life and enjoying things and being in the moment. But obviously challenging yourselves physically and bringing up the aspects of competitiveness. Competitiveness doesn't always have to be a negative thing. It can actually be really good fun. Now, the fourth thing, which is really important, was having a better experience of aging. So they felt it gave them more of a self-empowerment and control over that whole process. And being more the physical demands of it actually gave you a better process and way where you experience that whole aging as you move forward and having more of a positive impact from there. So actually taking part in sport is actually very beneficial. And I think that sports organisations should be creating more strategies, knowing those four things, knowing those four reasons why adults take part in it later in life, and then create a whole new programme of sporting activities around that. Now, here are my 5 top tips of sports I think that you should be getting involved in if you want to. If you're not doing them already, why not start today? Why not go and explore? Get on the internet, find out more, find out what clubs you can join or place you could just, if you want to just get out there and do it on your own, that's even great. Because, and that's another aspect, obviously, from the mental aspects of it, is that feeling of as you get older, maybe that loneliness. They've shown that as we get older, people tend to be on their own more and have more of a sense of loneliness, which sport actually helps combat that as well, because you know what it's like. You could be in a room full of people that you know, but you can feel very much alone, and it's very difficult to have someone there who you just pick up the phone to or have a chat with. But you can actually develop great friendships being involved in sport. But anyway, let's get on to my 5 top tips. Now, tip number 1, I think, is really great, and it's something you can do on your own, or you could join a club if you so wished. Why not do some walking or running? Bit of track and field. Why not? It's just because you're getting older. But before I continue with that, I just want a bit of a caveat. Do get some medical clearance. Speak to your doctor or specialist. If you're not sure, I always advise doing that first before getting involved in any more activities, especially if you've not done it before. It's a good place to start. Get the clearance from your GP, from your doctor or specialist first. And also, if you are already training and you want to up the ante or try something new, go and speak to a trainer, a coach, and find out the best ways of going about that. So back to my 5 top tips. Top tip number 1, simple, walking and running. You don't need any equipment. It's low cost. You can do it by yourself. You can join a club and do it with other people. It gets you outside in the fresh air. Fantastic for your energy, mind-body connection. And you just start off slowly. If you've not done it before, just start off slowly. Just start walking and gradually build up. If you want to, you can get in the gym and do some conditioning work. That's always a great way as well, because that's going to protect things, improve your muscle quality and muscle mass. That's something else I've spoken about in the past. It's going to help you improve your experience of it as well. And if you are more experienced, well, then you could up the ante. You can start doing 5Ks, 10Ks, and training for a marathon if you wanted to. It's all possible, and that is a really simple way to start getting out there, get social, and get fitter and healthier. Okay, top tip number 2 is cycling. Now, cycling is fantastic. Yes, it is a bit more costly in terms of you do need a bike, although I'm sure there's lots of places you can hire one if you want to give it a go. But it is low impact. So you don't have to do it intensely. You don't have to go out there and start, racing with anyone. Obviously, if you're very experienced and you're starting out, maybe you want to start doing a triathlon or a bike race or something like that. Something you can always do. I've had clients in their 50s and 60s being quite competitive in triathlon and cycling. So there's no reason you can't go out there and start off small, little cycling. Join a club if you want to spend a little bit more money, or you can do it with you and a friend, just getting yourself out there, low impact, and it's great. All I would say with cycling, make sure your seat setup is correct, because that will really impact things like knees, hips, and lower backs. But apart from that, get out there. Cycling is my tip number 2. My third sport I think is great, all-rounder, but for the full body, and it's also it's really great for cognitive abilities, spatial awareness, and obviously fun, excitement, and social, is tennis. Now, I've been involved with tennis for many years. But it is fantastic. Yes, it's going to really challenge your agility, your quickness, your speed, your awareness, your spatial awareness. But it's really great for keeping you focused as well. Great that you have to play it with somebody, whether with a friend. You can do it, just you and a friend. You can get involved in doubles, mixed doubles. It's great, all round it, getting you outside. Obviously, there's lots of council-run tennis courts that you could go and give it a go if you want to. If you really want to take it seriously and you're not sure, you want to improve your skills, you can always get coaching. You can, like I say, join a club, tennis club. There's thousands of them around the country. You can go and join and start getting involved, meeting new people. This is another thing I love about sport. It's a really great for new opportunities and adventures. And I think get out there, get joining a club if you can. You have the expenses, you don't mind that, but great way, new opportunities and adventures. Get out there and start doing it. Sport number 4 is golf. Now, golf, again, you could do it by yourself. Most people like to do it with another person, adds that competitive element to it. But what I love about it is really great for technically, for your mind-body connection as well. It's quite a mental sport as well. Accuracy, a lot of that comes in, so that's going to challenge you as well and improve their cognitive abilities. Great, but you don't have to start by getting out there on a golf course. You can go to a driving range and just practice hitting balls, and it's great. It's just really time to be at one with yourself and really focus on you and doing what's right for you and your health and well-being. Again, getting coaching is always possible. Now, tip number 5, it's kind of not just one sport. It's kind of a group of sports, if you like. But I think adventure sports, getting out there, doing things like hiking. You could do paddleboarding, which is something, in London, in the Thames, in the summer, you get people paddleboarding up and down there all the time. And it's great and it's fun. It doesn't have to be a big major sport if you don't want to. If you're near the water, you could do things like windsurfing or kayaking maybe. Why not give them a go? Add that little extra element into what you do. But what it all comes down to is being out there, improving your experience of life, experience of aging, living a life well. And as I say, having that, being open to those opportunities and adventures that are just so important for keeping you feeling young and youthful. And, just extending that life and having fun with it. We always lose that sense of having fun and enjoyment, I think, a little bit sometimes as we get older. We get so focused on our responsibilities, things we have to do, whether that's in business or work, or if you have family, then with children, grandchildren, whatever it may be. So really bringing in those elements of sport, getting out there. It's good for your mind, it's good for your body, it's good for your health, it's good for everyone. And it's going to dispel all those myths about what it's like to get older and what you're capable of, challenging all those stereotypes, getting involved and getting that empowerment and that self-belief in you back, and just having fun. So I hope that has helped you today. I look forward to seeing you next time on Team Talk. But for today, thank you for joining me. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps get that word out there, help more people getting fitter and healthier and having fun. And I look forward to seeing you next time here on Team Talk. Thank you.